And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Another exciting episode of So That's It, is it?
People that don't conform to your society create another society. Jesse, he got tattoos when it was not, when you were ostracized. And society's kind of caught up,
Right.
where tattoos really aren't that big of a deal anymore. When you've got school teachers that are fully sleeved, that, wear long sleeve shirts, it's like, it's like watching Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
And seeing the Fresh Beat Band rapping.
Yeah.
It's like rap is pretty much, it's dead. When Nickelodeon is co-opting the whole rap
Right.
movement, man, you got to try to find something else to
Or even
express
worse,
yourself.
do you ever watch Sprouts? Angelina Ballerina?
Yeah. I do, because I
Right.
have kids.
Okay, good. See, now we have kids. We can have this discussion. My son watches Angelina Ballerina, much to my
Awesome.
dismay. And when you have Angelina Ballerina rapping, you know that there's a problem, and that rap.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and it happened with the grunge thing. It happened with the metal thing when, with skateboarding, all these rebellious things. And this brings up a point to where it's like, when you take rap, when you take something that seemingly at one point was scary and dangerous, it was like, wow, you're listening to NWA, man, you must be a badass, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it's an intentional thing where it's like, let's take the teeth out of this trend and make it and homogenize it and make it not dangerous? Is it?
No, I don't think that that the corporate interests are intentionally saying, let's take the teeth out of this. I think it's almost the opposite. I think the corporate interests are trying to make their brand exciting. So they marry or they integrate some of this rebellious trend into their branding. That's when the last 15, 20 years you see this slow influx of hip hop culture coming into the advertising world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make their brand seem contemporary and dangerous and exciting or whatever. Now obviously it's jump the shark totally. But it just seems like every rebellious thing becomes corporatized at some point. It just seems so status quo to rebel, which sounds like an oxymoron. What's the fun in rebelling when your fifth grade teacher is a rebel? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's the only way to rebel is to kind of go into science and invent something.
Yeah. The only way to rebel is to be a productive, normal member of society, dresses in a suit and tie, goes to work every day, and has a briefcase. That should be the premise of a film.
I know. It's like,
and they talk about him when's our boy gonna shape up? It's like these parents who have cats and stuff, and they're like, when's our boy gonna shape up? And he wakes up in the morning, he showers and brushes his teeth and puts on his bow tie, squeaky clean. Sure, it's been done.
Yeah, before, the Kids in the Hall actually did a thing where where they did he's a 40-year-old cool dad or whatever, right? And so one of the guys, he had gray hair, but it was bald. It was come down the back, and he was dressed up in Doc Martens and hey, do you want to smoke some pot? The kid was no, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Even back with Life of Brian, the whole when Graham Chapman was giving a speech to everybody about how you're all individuals, and they're repeating back, yes, we're all individuals, and the one guy says, I'm not. It was that's the only individual, the guy that doesn't claim his individuality.
Exactly.
It's fucking hilarious. Rebellion ain't what it used to be.
Growing up basically in suburbia, and there's all these kind of disgruntled teenagers who are full of angst and who, like, slit their wrists, and at the same time they had the most comfortable lives in terms of their socioeconomic status. In the 20th century, late 20th century, they had air-conditioned homes, they had central plumbing, central heating. Millions of years of evolution go into this particular situation. And here we are, and we hate it.